Howdy folks, this is Jared Fluty Homestead, and today we're going to start a little video of a series that's going to take a long time to do, but this is the step number one. And you know, we spend a lot of time in our little barn right here, and really the last year, maybe two, this barn has really been more of a workshop than it has a barn. I do store my feed in here. I've had the horse in the stall some, but most of the time I work on stuff in here and build stuff in here and store my equipment and tools in here. So we're going to do some modifications to this little barn, and it'll take us a long time to do it. Just do it as we save up a little money, get some material, and we're going to transform this barn into a nice little workshop. And I'm going to show you some of my plans, and we're going to get started on one of the walls here. Okay, here's the little barn, and a lot of you all followed along when I built this barn. And as you know, I took this barn down over in Clifford, Kentucky in Lawrence County and moved it here. And the crib, this is all square nails from the 1800s. And over here behind this stuff, there's a nice log stall. And this barn, the logs have numbers on them where they had been moved before. So you could tell they had took the old log building from somewhere and added this crib on in the later 1800s. And then the man who built it died in 1915. So it's pretty old. But for what I want, I need a workshop really right now more than a barn. And it's kind of in an awkward spot for livestock. So, because I have this hallway here, I don't like animals in it. So we're going to box this all in. Box in the back. And we're going to box in the front. Put some windows in there. Eventually put something on the floor. I don't know. I'm going to put plastic down, maybe some pea gravel. Concrete's a little bit out of reach right now. But you see, I got a lot of tools and stuff, a lot of antique tools, and I need to be able to organize them. And there's just no way for me to organize them right now and keep them in the dry, keep them safe. So as we go along here, I'll get you all to give me some feedback on things you think I should do or shouldn't do. And we're going to be doing this a little bit at a time. I have enough rough lumber right now to probably do the whole front wall and maybe one end. And my plan is a big set of double doors where I can bring my tractor in. And then I think on the back end here, there we go, facing the little garden, maybe just like a 4-foot door, pull a lawnmower in and out. It'd be hard to drive the tractor all the way through time I set up some tools, and I want to have me a workbench. So that's my idea. The stall here, I'm thinking about using it, putting some stuff, hanging some stuff in there and using it for storage as well. You all can weigh in on what you think. Should I use the stall to store things, or should I save the stall? And I can always use the stall even if I make this a workshop. I can use the stall for an animal if I need to. I think right now, right here where I've got this sign hanging, I think right in the middle of the wall here, I'm going to put me a double window. That way I could put me a workbench under it, have some natural light come in. And then I'd first thought about putting 3 windows, one in each end, or I mean one in each opening here, which is 30 feet long. But I've got thinking that might take up a lot of my wall space to hang some stuff, so still debating on that. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I've got my top board here. I've got it notched into these posts. So I'm going to take this chalk line and use it as a plumb bob. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but just got a hook on the end. It's a string. Anything would work. And I'm going to hook it on this top and come down on these posts and see how they line up with these posts, because these are locust posts and they're not perfectly straight. So that way I can get a nice level line here and make my wall level. And this old chalk line here, if you ever break one, this is a tab off a Vienna can. and I just bent the end of it. Makes a really good chalk line then. I've had that on there for probably 8 years. Still doing a good job. Now whenever I'm cutting rough lumber like this, I'm going to show you a little trick to speed things up a little bit. Of course, if you have a big miter saw set up, you could set you a gauge, cut them all the same. But what I'm going to do is I got me 3 boards here. I got my worst looking ends together. Now I'm going to square up one end. I'm going to get me a measurement where I want them. And now this would only work, if they're all going to be the same length. If every board changes lengths, you couldn't do this. Now I'm just going to hold my square, line my saw up in my mark. And it does help to have a charged battery. Now I've already cut 2 of them off. And my 3rd one is already scored, ready to cut. So there's 3 boards ready to go. Okay, I've just got about 5 foot left to go. Right here's going to be the window. It's about 56 inches wide. I have these 2 old windows. I took out of the cabin when we tore it down. I put my boards, I got a fill in up here. Run my boards all the way up to the 10. That way it'll hold a little more heat in here when I put my stove in. But it's looking good. I had to add some treated blocks down here, and that way I could set my boards on in. That way I can get them leveled up with the posts. These posts are too hard to notch. Okay, I got it all the way down through there now. It'll look better when I get a little oil on it. I end up getting started on this side. Had enough so far. I got run out of daylight. Got all the way over here to my door. And I put 2 posts in the ground right here, 2 treated 4x4s. And I'm going to make me a 4-foot door right here. And I chose 4 foot. I didn't want a full-size 8-foot door over here because I want a workbench. And I might put my stove in this corner, don't know yet. But with 4 foot, I can still drive my little ride lawnmower through that. So I can come out either door I want to. So next time when it's daylight, I will finish up this end. And then I may frame up the other end before I build my doors. So I don't know, I'm almost out of wood. I'll have at least enough to probably do this end, finish it out. Then I may have to get me a few more. So this is the view looking from the door. There's the window. And I'll have plenty of room here to get organized. And I'm thinking I'm going to put me a good workbench under that window. And I may put the stove right here in this corner where this ladder is. I got a nice potbelly stove right here. And it just needs a good home. So we're going to try to get it hooked up in here so we can do some things. And get all this stuff organized. I got a lot of good stuff. I just got to get it where I can find it. This window is 56 inches, and I think I'm going to make it where they will open, swing out, so, or swing in, I don't know yet. So y'all let me know what you think. I can either swing them out, swing them in, or I thought about hinging the top where I could put a little stick on them and like open them, prop them open a little bit. So that might be a good idea. Down here on this end, I'm going to do an 8-foot barn door, double door, and it'll be in the same style as the other one. I'm going to, arch the corners of it with a 45. I don't know what they call that style. I'm also thinking about boxing in this little wall right here, and I ain't made my mind up yet, but I think I mainly store stuff in that hayloft, so if I would sheet this wall with rough lumber, I could hang stuff out here on it, and I think that would look good. And when I do have my stove going, I don't need to heat the whole hayloft, so it hold a lot more heat down here. So that's kind of my thinking. Well, this really should help me a lot. I should be able to get organized finally. I've had tools here, tools there, and it'd be nice to have a place ready to hang them all, organize them all, and be able to work in here a little bit.